Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to how Amy Schumer became the most hated human ever. I know who she is, but I don't know like the in-depth details about her. I just know she gets trolled all the time. And when I think of her, this is probably like, when I think of her, this is probably literally the video I think of. It's like, I watched the video of Amy Schumer until I laughed, and it was like an hour long. Is it this one? 58 minutes long. And I swear he doesn't even laugh at the end.
Oh, I didn't think I was gonna make.
She's like, thank you. You guys were such a great crowd. Thank you.
It's just that. Oh mate, it's just a flipping hour long video. He doesn't even laugh, and that's what I think of. I don't know much about Amy Schumer. This is just, when I first ever found out about her, this was because of this video, and I know since I see a lot of things people just don't like her. But yeah, we're going to get into this reaction. This guy's videos are really good. I enjoy them a lot. I watch them a lot on my personal channel. Just in general, I think they're really fun videos to watch. He just talks about the downfall people, or just why people are hated, or whatever it is. But yeah, let's get into this reaction. Hopefully going to enjoy. Links are in the description to my Patreon if you want extra reactions of mine that get blocked on YouTube, or just suggest videos that people suggest me for the Patreon. So yeah, links are there. But let's check this out and see what he has
Amy
to
Schumer
say.
places first on literally every single list titled Worst or Most Hated Comedians of All Time. Why? Well, the countless different reasons for it become most interesting when you realize that toward the beginning of her career, she was actually liked and respected amongst the general population. For example,
so
she
what
was
happened
listed
then?
in Time's top 100 most influential.
What? 2015? Where the hell and when the hell did it go so wrong? What did you do to have to go from this to then the most hated? Like, what's gone on here?
People of 2015, whilst her comedy specials such as this one, and this one received mostly positive reviews, one of which confidently stating that Amy Schumer leaves her audience in stitches. However, while this review was mostly positive, if we go back a couple of sentences, it also points out the first reason as to why Amy Schumer would eventually become so hated. It's easy to label Amy Schumer a one-trick pony. As the title of her special suggests, she talks about sex and she doesn't talk about much else. Her idea of comedy is making jokes about how terrible her vagina smells and or how many guys she's blown.
Lovely.
That's not comedy. This was a comment on a thread discussing why her style was so controversial, the thread including another supporting comment which stated, you can call her a one-trick pony or two-trick, which are 1. Here is my vagina, want a detailed description, you will have it anyway. 2. Men are pathetic and I like to assault / manipulate / emasculate them in.
Okay, so okay, so I can see why already people have a strong opinion against her. Okay.
Every way. With these two comments in mind, it becomes obvious that not only does Amy Schumer have little diversity in terms of what topics she jokes about, but her narrow style of joking about her own female anatomy in an unflattering way, whilst constantly joking about men in a derogatory way, is simply
that's kind of weird how they go hand in hand for you. That doesn't really make sense.
going to make her unappealing to a male audience, as well as specific females such as this one who had commented, you can only have so much self-deprecating humor before people get tired of it. How much do I need to hear about her pussy? Certainly not the entire length of her stand-up show, that's for damn sure. The very nature of this kind of content, such as the discussion of female promiscuity, also leaves Amy Schumer open to political backlash and debate. This is the next thing that began to turn the audience against her back in 2016, politics. One article written by CBS News stated, around
Okay, that's another reason why you're going to get a lot of people who hate you. Going into, I guess I say that though, a lot of comedians do go into like politics to like talk about political sort of things, but
200 people walked out of her Tampa show when Schumer launched into a withering takedown of Donald Trump. It's somewhat
God, imagine that you're doing a show and people just walk out. That must be the most awkward thing because it's going to be so obvious as well. That must be so awkward to just sort of watch whilst you're still performing.
of a surprise that fans were caught off guard because Schumer isn't known for suppressing her political views. In addition to this, Amy Schumer would announce that she was pregnant by posting a list of the people she had voted for, adding at the bottom, I'm pregnant Amy Schumer, using her pregnancy to drive traffic to the candidates which she considered to be favorable. Whenever Amy spoke politically, she always took a liberal viewpoint and was very anti-Republican, even having interviewed Hillary Clinton, yet her audience would come to discover that back in 2007, Amy Schumer actually got her first big break as a guest on Fox News, which was a pro-Republican news station, angering both sides of the political spectrum.
Damn, she switched up quick. What the fuck?
Amy got
Wait, it's Fox News? I didn't know that. Or was it like... was it
News, which was a pro-Republican news
Pro-Republican news
station, angry
station. Is it still? I didn't know Fox would be that, to be honest.
both sides of the political spectrum. Amy going public with her political opinions meant that she had now alienated another 50% of the already small audience that might still be interested in her style of comedy. Additionally, whenever Amy Schumer was criticized for the comedy itself, she'd use politics as an easy way out by simply blaming the criticism on the alt-right, as highlighted in another comment which stated, "Worst of all, when her audience gives her honest feedback, she whines about how her critics must hate women or how they're all alt-right. Yeah, sure, Amy, the only reason people hate you is that they're all a bunch of Nazi anti-Semitic misogynists." This comment also highlighted the next reason as to why Amy Schumer
Can't
became
take
so hated,
responsibility.
and that's her lack of personal responsibility and victim complex, which is sometimes even mixed with a hint of entitlement and the contrary attitude that she's better than everyone else. For example, in late 2015, an article was published by Page 6 titled, "Amy Schumer thinks she's too famous to check in at the gym," which read, "Amy Schumer was not happy this week when staffers at the Upper West Side Equinox asked her to present her membership card, which is standard practice at the upscale fitness club. She felt entitled to just walk in," a source explained to Page 6. "She didn't want to show her key fob and wanted to be able to go in and not be questioned." We're told the annoyed trainwreck star declared, "I'm famous," when employees didn't recognize her and insisted she go through the typical
What
check-in
the
procedure.
fuck,
While Equinox believes Schumer eventually enjoyed her workout on Monday afternoon, our source said she was so unhappy she stormed off. A different article sporting similar energy was titled, "Amy Schumer can't be bothered to take photos with fans," which stated, "Amy Schumer wants to make it clear she does not owe you a selfie." The article went on to describe an exchange that Amy Schumer had whilst in town for
I mean,
a comedy
that's fair
show.
enough.
This guy
To be fair, I mean, I guess she takes pictures a lot, but I don't know if can't be bothered. But if there's a reason, then I guess you don't always have to take pictures. But I guess there's also going to be something that happens here that's going to change my mind.
in front of his
too.
family just ran up next to me and scared the shit out of me. Put a camera in my face. I asked him to stop and he said, "No, it's America and we paid for you." This was in front of his daughter. I was saying stop and no. Great message to your kid. Yes, legally you're allowed to take a picture of me, but I was asking you to stop and say no. I will not take pictures with people anymore, and it's because of this dude in Greenville. Yet, after the other person involved was then interviewed by a local news station, a whole different side to the story was revealed.
But he tells us that's not exactly how it went according to him.
I see her face and I'm like, all right, cool. So I hurry up and get on my Instagram and I'm like, here goes Amy. And then she just loses it and she just gets mad. And that is totally false, what she wrote about me.
So if Amy Schumer was too famous to check into her local gym or take photos with fans, she must have thought pretty highly of herself. If that's truly the case, then surely she'd be happy with an $11 million offer from Netflix for one of her comedy
She was just lying, pretty much. Okay. But Schumer signed the deal for her Netflix leather special for reported 11 million. She can't be that hated if she's getting 11 bags. What would it be? I don't even know. 11 million though, flipping it.
specials a year later in 2017, right? Well, no, not really. Amy Schumer claimed that the $11 million offer wasn't enough money for 60 minutes of comedy footage, citing it as unfair due to Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle receiving $20 million
Are you comparing yourself to Chappelle or Chris Rock? Is that the level you think you're
for
at?
their specials. Now, this argument would be perfectly fine assuming all three comedy specials were of similar quality, only they most certainly weren't. Amy's comedy special, the one that she was paid $11 million for, was so bad that IMDb users gave it a
Yeah, but I feel like this to be fair, this probably would be because she's so hated, isn't it? I mean, I'm not saying it's good, but this probably isn't helped by the fact that she's so hated. People are just going to rate it so low.
rating of 3.1 out of 10, whilst Netflix had to change their rating system entirely, which hit its 1.35 out of 5-star
God damn.
performance on their
Breaking all kinds of records, but not the good ones.
platform. The changes to the industry she's made is incredible, like how Netflix had to remove their rating system because her special was so terrible.
The goods and the
Oh,
bads
right.
of this comedy special. We'll go ahead and start about what's good with it. That ends that segment. That about
Fuck's
covers
sake.
that.
Dave Chappelle's Netflix special, on the other hand, received a rating of 8.
And to be fair, Chappelle has got a lot of like people who hate him as well. So the fact that he has that and he's rated so highly, it probably does go to show how bad hers really was. Because you know Chappelle's got deals with a lot of people as well.
0.2 out of 10 on IMDb, whilst Chris Rock's received a less impressive but still superior rating of 6.6 out of 10. Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock were ranked as number 9 and number 5 on Rolling Stone's top 50 comedians of all time, whilst the only list Amy Schumer seems to top is
Wait, Chris Rock's rated higher than Chappelle? I don't really know much about his stand-up and stuff, but maybe I should. The worst stand-up comedians of all time. Amy Schumer's number one.
IMDb's
God
top
damn.
10 worst comedians of all time. When Dave Chappelle went on Comedy Central all the way back in 2004, he'd receive a viewership of 3.1 million people, yet when Amy Schumer went on Comedy Central at the height of her popularity in 2016, her viewership was less than 500,000.
Ain't no comparison.
I'm truly cackling at the audacity of Amy Schumer thinking she deserved the same pay as Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. Like, girl, what? So Amy Schumer wants Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle money, but haven't put in the years they put in. Talk about privilege and opportunity, shaking my head. Amy Schumer is maybe Josh Gad level. She's not as famous or endearing as Chris Rock. She's not a legend like Dave Chappelle. In case Amy Schumer complaining about being paid $11 million wasn't already dumb enough, it became even worse when her audience would discover that some of the jokes within her special might have been stolen from.
Oh my god, she is an absolute fraud. So she's complaining about all this stuff and she's not even making her material. Are you sick?
Other comedians. Compilations began to pop up on YouTube such as these two, giving example after example of the ways in which Amy Schumer had stolen jokes from other comedians in the past.
How's this?
Oh, that's perfect.
They can ring you up right over there.
Thanks so much.
Okay, I'm Bengi. If you need any other sizes, you please let me know, all right?
Okay.
There you go.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how you doing?
Great.
All right, did somebody help you with
Oh
this?
shit.
Yeah, she's right over. Oh, she's not there. Did someone help you today? Yeah,
Oh no.
who was it? You know, I don't see him.
Oh, that's okay. What did she look like?
She's dark hair. She was wearing a blazer.
Oh, yeah, all the girls are wearing blazers.
Do you know what he looks like?
Yeah, he is wearing like a vest, like a plaid shirt.
Oh god, man. She's trying to sort of make it sort of subtly different, but it's just so obvious.
I don't know what everyone who works here wore today.
If she had a favorite president, it would probably be Lincoln.
Are there any other distinguishing features? I would guess he probably voted for Obama. I know I.
Jesus Christ. She's actually so bad at hiding it. She's like changing everything, but it's all so similar to what was in the original clip. It just makes sense that it's all sort of copied from this. Copy pasted, but then they've changed everything that they can. If that makes sense. So they've not they've copy and pasted it, but then they've like sort of changed one detail of everything. So it's not Obama, it's Lincoln, or blah blah blah. It's not a vest, it's not a blazer. Like they're just changing one thing, but it's the same whole concept. That's ridiculous.
I did.
As these compilations began to pick up steam on YouTube, news article after news article was published calling Amy Schumer a joke thief, whilst others within the comedy space would come forward stating that Amy Schumer stealing jokes was discussed regularly behind the scenes. Twitter took the exact same standpoint in posts such as, "Is it just me or is Amy Schumer just not that funny?" Despite the fact that she has a terrible personality and steals half her jokes, prompting Amy to address the criticism in an Instagram post where she'd once again alleviate any personal responsibility by blaming the backlash on Reddit. Dear sweet misunderstood genius.
She's so she's just patronizing, isn't she? You can see how patronizing she is just on this flipping message
in the bowels of subreddit chat rooms. I've never stolen a joke in my life, also going on the Jim Norton advice show before stating the following.
And I'm so careful, and none of these things had ever reached me. And I will literally take a polygraph, and I just would never do that. Like, that would be so stupid for me to do that.
Amy Schumer would eventually take a polygraph test for a Vanity Fair video, during which she was asked about stealing jokes.
Coming up with new material is difficult. Have you ever stolen a joke?
No.
Yes, she's telling the truth.
What about an idea for a sketch?
No.
An idea for a character?
No.
Stop the cap.
Let me rephrase. Have you ever taken inspiration for a joke from somebody else?
No.
Yet the video
I mean, that's bullshit.
is edited in a bizarre way where she says no before it fails to include whether or not she was telling the truth. The whole dilemma was certainly a point of debate, yet one joke which Amy Schumer definitely hadn't stolen was a joke made in front of Steve-O back in 2014 relating to the death of his friend Ryan Dunn.
And Steve-O is here. Steve-O.
Oh god. Fuck.
Great try. Steve-O. But I truly am, no joke, sorry for the loss of your friend Ryan Dunn. I know you must have been thinking it could have been me, and I know we were all thinking, why wasn't it?
Jesus Christ. That is fucking dark.
Thank you.
Steve-O is always laughing. When he's not, it's for real.
Yeah, you can sort of tell Steve-O's the sort of person to just take a joke, but that ain't even funny.
Imagine being such a buzzkill that you kill Steve-O's vibe. Amy Schumer doesn't understand the
Literally.
concept of dark humor. She's got the dark, now she just needs to find the humor. What made this even worse was that her audience would eventually use this little zinger as an example that Amy Schumer was able to dish out harsh jokes, but was unable to take them herself. What we're referring to is a tweet made in early 2016 by a 17-year-old movie critic who had posted a photo of himself with Amy Schumer, titled with a light-hearted comedic caption reading, "Spent the night with @Amy Schumer." Certainly not the first guy to write that, referring to Amy often talking about the different guys she's been with during her shows. So if Amy thought it was appropriate to joke about Steve-O's recently deceased friend, surely she shouldn't have a problem with someone making a little comment about the amount of guys she's been with, especially considering it's basically all she talks about within her shows. Well, Amy didn't take it all that lightly, replying to the 17-year-old fan by stating, "I get it, cause I'm a whore. Glad I took a photo with you, hi to your dad." Others on Twitter would respond to what you might call Amy's inconsistent joke morals by stating, "That's the same type of joke Amy Schumer uses to keep her fame. Suddenly that humor is off limits now, huh? LOL." Others would support Amy Schumer in tweets stating, "Thank you @Amy Schumer for holding him accountable and not just blowing it
You
off."
definitely have not touched a female in your life, man. Eric, 50 years of age, he's not spoken to a female in person. Feels bad, man. You gotta support all this. Fuck off.
Yet the discourse and contrast between these two different viewpoints really conclude how Amy Schumer became so hated. She used controversy and difference of opinion to grow her career, whilst angering the entire world in the...
Why this really annoys me is because like she'll do all this stuff like this person says, she'll say all these things and it's fine, but then someone says it to her and it's just like it's not allowed. Like what's going on here? It just pisses me off. But yeah, interesting reaction. Again, I didn't know much about her before this. I just know she's trolled and memed all the time, but I've not seen anything of her really other than that video that I mentioned at the start. This one, where again he watches it for an hour and just doesn't laugh. But that's pretty crazy how that is the first time I ever heard of her, but it was, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. If you want more reactions from this channel, I know that he posts really interesting videos. It's a lot to do with like YouTube, like this one. I watched this on my own in my own time. But it's got 7 million views in 7 days. But everyone's seen those primitive videos, haven't they? And the fact, I mean, it's kind of not a surprise that they are fake, but it's just interesting to see how he puts it all together and stuff. Yeah, his videos are just good, to be honest. Definitely one of my favourite channels at the moment. But if he posts more, or if you want more reactions to his other videos,
Amy
let me know
Schumer
in the
places
comments, and I'll be sure to do so. But yeah, next time, like, subscribe. Peace.